Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and to our ranking Mr. Don Davis for everything you do here. This hearing goes right to the heart about what I have heard about from my local farmers that I just held a roundtable with in Earlham, Iowa, of all places. The impacts that you're talking about today are making sure that rural America doesn't get left behind. You know, I'm proud to not only serve on this subcommittee because it gives us the opportunity to really dig in to make sure that USDA's rural development programs are working for the people who need them most. Iowa's 3rd District is a great example of where a strong farm economy has given so much back to our communities. But at the same time, as we've noted today, a bumper crop year could actually result in some of the lowest returns back to those same communities. It's resulted in housing shortages, as we've noted, county hospital staff shortages, aging infrastructure, and ultimately family farms that are now on the precipice. USDA runs dozens of important programs under rural development, but the reality is many of these are outdated. That's why we've been focusing on modernizing tools so they match today's challenges. I recently introduced the Rural Micro Entrepreneurial Assistance Program to improve a bipartisan bill to raise outdated loan caps and give rural entrepreneurs the capital they need to launch and grow their businesses and their farms. I rolled out a comprehensive rural housing reform package with my colleague from Southern Iowa, sometimes referred to as Missouri, the Representative Emmanuel Cleaver, to ensure that families in small towns have access to affordable housing options. And I'm also very proud to be working with our ranking member, Mr. Don Davis, on revitalizing our Rural Communities Act, which would boost funding levels for the Rural Economic Development Loan and Grant Program. So we see that there's a common theme here of what we can do for our rural development and the modernization requirements that are needed. I'd like to begin with Ms. Forbes. Based on your development organization, how would you raise the RMAP, or our Rural Micro-Entrepreneurial Assistance Program loan limit, from $50,000 to $75,000 to help boost growth potentials, particularly in rural areas?
Thank you for the question. That's not a program that we directly work with, but some of the other members of NATO's do work with that. I would say the answer is the same as everything else. Through the years, I don't know when that was last implemented or last increased, but I mean, just take whatever the year that was and add the CPI to it. What should it be now? You just don't have the same buying power that 50,000 used to have. Now, I would also say that a lot of districts in Iowa have access to regional revolving loan funds through the IRP program. So that's another avenue that they might be able to use to help small businesses. I also am the president and CEO of Dakota Business Finance that does SBA 504 lending. So again, there's no one set answer on all this. It's just layering and layering and layering and trying to figure out what is the best fit for the business.
And I would agree with you. I think what we need to also look at is the modernization of this. You noted it exactly. Many of these programs are in some cases decades old, and being able to make sure that we're keeping up not only with the times but with the expense is one of the things we're trying to do in our Rural Micro-Entrepreneurial Assistance Program Act. So I appreciate that. And I want to turn to Ms. Torres-Small. I really appreciated your earlier comments both on rural reconnect programs, particularly when it comes to broadband and its impact on an Iowa community. As you know, rural broadband, no longer a luxury. Every small business, every hometown school, every farmer in the field needs access to this. Challengingly, it is still too difficult not only to get the broadband that we need, think of it as rural electrification, it has to happen, but we're also not getting it at the levels to truly be effective. So programs like Reconnect have helped expand. I want to be able to highlight here how Congress can be a partner in making sure that rural Reconnect programs deliver to areas faster, reliably, and to truly underserved rural areas, something that we've attempted to do in our Reconnect Rural America Act, which is currently before this committee. Could you share your insights on this?
I really appreciate your focus of Congress being a partner. And I was at last count of how many times folks talked about rural development being a partner for rural America as well. That really should be the focus, especially with programs like getting high-speed internet to people across rural America. One of the most important things about Reconnect is that it's technology neutral, that it's not forcing one type of technology on every single community, because you know that the plains of Iowa look different than the rocky parts of New Mexico, right? And so it takes different technology to reach. And so as you invest in Reconnect, as you protect it in the budget, I hope you also are protecting that technology neutral approach as well.
I think you're absolutely right on this. The technology of the future, we may not even know yet. And whether it's overhead, whether it's celestial, whether it's traditional broadband, we have an opportunity here to be really innovative, and I think our farmers are already proving that I've got a guy who did an F-150 replant from his truck based on this. So we know where there's access, there's a way. When we build it, they will come, as a good Iowan once said. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I yield my time back.